place here. And I said, all right, we've got all of these little divots with all of our fingerprints in them. Let's just go right down the frickin' line and see what we can produce. Don't drink that. It's bad. Somebody came by in the office like, oh man, you doing shots again? We're like, no. No, that is not whiskey, sir. Sorry? Are you saying, did the molds, did they flip? No, we would make one mold, and then we would cast on top of that. So we would have the correct, but we tried actually reversing it a couple of times, even with the just the copied versions. But here we are, we're just, just bloop, bloop, bloop. And it's not nearly as nice or cool as the dental products and the alginates and the silicones, but it does set, it's a mess. It's kind of goopy. I hope we're not fucking up the stage too much. But it does kind of, it sets eventually. It just takes a little while. And maybe some of this, we might have to do it in the Q&A room if we want to let it really, really harden up, because if it doesn't, if it just gets all over your face, it's like, rolling around and having sex in pine trees. It does not come off you if it's not set. But we let this stuff set, and we said, all right, maybe we can get this thing to work. Let's see what'll happen. So, all right, here's test number 1. Put it on the pad. Is it going to read? And, yay! And we weren't, someone said, well, what was it seeing like through itself? Could it read your finger on the other side of it? I said, no, I don't think so. It's it's a little bit see-through, it's translucent, but just to be sure, we tried somebody else's. Yeah, that was my other little freaking KO. We said, no, let's keep trying it. Let's mix it up. You try my fingerprint with your finger, and we kept getting pretty good results. My favorite result of all was this thing. This was the last one we had poured out of the end of like a long series of cups. Pouring out of cups. Mr. Balloon Hands. No, so, all right, you got this little thing. It was like a little tiny bit of rubber. And if you look at it, I think I even show you, it was full of air bubbles. It really doesn't cure very solid. And it's so wafer thin, I'm like, man, I don't know if we're going to really get like a ridge pattern out of this. I don't know if this is going to work. I said, all right, well, just try it, man. See what you can get. So we had a couple of these little thin guys. Imagine this just being in your pocket at the right moment. You pull it out. You walk up to the, super secure safe. You just kind of stick it on your hand. So Tom's going to go up to the safe and say, all right, I guess I got it here with my fake spy fingerprint. Well, let's see what happens. Do I get to access the firearms? Yay, I can has firearms. I love that so much because that's pretty much the only time in my life I think I'm ever going to feel like a spy, like James Bond, like, one of the freaking Q-Lab gadgets. So, in general, LockSafe is a nice product. It doesn't read without a hand on the fingerprint. It does have some sort of this life-sensing technology, which every vendor claims, but no one ever really explains. So I think it definitely needs more study. We need to know what's going on inside there that causes that. Maybe we can fake it out even more with like the licked gummy bear technique. But in general, I like it. In general, it got kind of the highest rating out of me. If we couldn't fake it out at all, like they have a new version, we had trouble enrolling new users in it. They have 2 different types of optical readers. Maybe the new version, if we keep playing with it in the Lockpick Village, if we can't fake it out at all, I might like bump this up a little more. But do I think it's a decent product? Kind of, I really like it. In general, if anyone's heard me talk before about guns, I don't think any of these are a substitute at all for the most decent product, which is just, having a nice, comprehensive, secure home and having kids who aren't fucking Nimrods watching MTV all day. Like, teach your goddamn kids, take them to the range, and you'll be safe without any of this. They do have new versions coming out from all these manufacturers. This is, the Gun Vault Bio. It's just a compendium of more things. So we've got the pads, and we have a little swipey, and there's all kind of stuff always coming out. You guys know this. Security goes up one level, goes up another, goes up another. A lot of them are still relying on that, tubular lock. I don't know why Chicago Lock Company made this product how many decades ago, and people still think it's sexy and different. If you want to replace your tubular lock, you actually can. I really like the Micro Vault because if you look inside, it's just, the cam on the back is really simplistic. Take this whole thing out. I was actually able to disassemble it, pop the cam off, and just pick up an Abloy lock. Is Abloy a pretty good lock manufacturer? Yes. Come go. The Security Snobs guys are here. They're in the vendor area. They're friends of ours, full disclosure, Mitch and Han and those guys. But they'll let you play with some Abloy shit. That's proper security. And I love that, I found this old Abloy in a drawer, and I was like, well, the tailpiece is kind of the same and a little bit of effort with a Dremel, and I can just kind of fit one thing on. And the hardest part was getting the backspacing right. It set a little too deep. I tried putting, is that going to fit? I put a nut on this side of it, then it pushed it too far. In the end, a couple turns of wire, and I got a perfect backspacing. This can still trip the rear release bar. Everything anchors back in. And with, a few minutes of screwdriver time, you can actually turn one of these safes into kind of something nice. I mean, this is something that I would probably rely on. This is something that maybe a bunch of us have all bolted into our trucks now under the seat. You're going to comply with the law. Someone could crowbar it open, yes. But somebody who just kind of rolls up and says, can you drive license and registration? Oh, is there anything in this vehicle? A cop's not going to pick it open if they want to do an illicit search improperly. A criminal is probably not going to be able to pick it open. So if somebody takes your gun, you're going to know that happened. That's, take it or leave it. But I think you can really mod a lot of this stuff up. Hack shit together yourself. Try it out. And you can usually make products that are better than anything you can buy in a store or online. And it's cool because you did it yourself. So I really encourage you guys to try this. I encourage you guys to play with this. Most of all, and I always get a little soapboxy, I encourage you guys to, fucking play with your kids. I love seeing kids shooting. I love seeing kids tinkering with locks. How many people saw one of our RSOs at the DEF CON shoot, his, 9-year-old daughter? They had matching hip holsters with spare mags and carry pieces, both just walking around like nothing. It wasn't fucking weird. A lot of people didn't even take photos because they're like, whatever, it's just, it's just kids having fun shooting. Do that. Bring your kids to DEF CON. Bring your kids to other cons. Bring your kids to a machine shop. Bring your kids to a gun range. Bring your kids to the Lockpick Village. We'll take pretty good care of them here at this conference. But in general, I like seeing the next generation of hackers raised. I like seeing people learning this when they are young and carrying it through when they're older. Open. Oh my God! Fucking A. That was fucking perfect, man. That couldn't have worked out better. I'm buying you a big bottle or something. Oh my God. Big hand again. Look at that shit. We didn't even do that ourselves. Damn. Perfect. We can do some questions after this, but in general, after you finish patting that guy on the back, and after we keep thanking all these guys, how they setting? Is it setting up good yet? We're going to do it in the Q&A room. Come find us later and keep control of your little, fingerprint things. If you're a fingerprint person, follow us. We're going to try that later, see if the fingerprint's actually red. But in general, don't be afraid, of course, of firearms. Don't be afraid of shitty products, because if you test them yourself, you can often discover how they fail. You can discover how to make them better. But most of all, just, keep bringing the young ones around. I like seeing it. I don't know if they needed their own special room. I think they should just be walking everywhere. They should be seeing, the freaking CTF, and they should be seeing strippers, and they should be seeing everything else that happens at DEF CON. But in general, keep playing, keep learning. Come by the Lockpick Village, and thank you very, very much.